I'm live. Hey everybody, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Outside on the newly decorated porch, you can see Leo over there. I got this shade. Well, you can't see it right behind the camera, but it's not super bright any here. And it's been raining for like a week straight, and it finally cleared up today. And the whole reason I got this is because when the sun set, it goes straight in through my window. So the shade, turn this around. So hopefully the shade will make it a little less bright at sundown. Anyway, on with the beer review. This is another beer I got on Tavor. It was fairly cheap. I think it was 2 for $7 or 2 for $8. Tiny Bubbles, the original Brut ale. Drink tiny. See, it says, "This is an ordinary beer brought to you by my friends from the Lost Abbey. This beer is 100% certifiably delightful and meant to be enjoyed by all. It's for you and me and her and him and them. Behold, tiny bubbles of crisp, golden, slightly tart beer inspired by a traditional German Gose." So, I don't know if they're concerned it's a Gose straight up or inspired by. Perfectly sprinkled with acidity and refreshingly dry finish. It's a beer for every occasion, but don't overthink it. Just enjoy each sip and let your mind wander. Embrace the Brut life, float on with yo bad self and see where it takes you. Prost, Brutus Tiny Bubbles. Out of San Marcos, California. 4.8 ABV. On this little 12-ounce Red Bull style can. More brewers should use those cans because you know why? Because they look like energy drink cans. So it's like you could drink them outside in public and people would just think you're drinking a soda or an energy drink or something. Alright, so here we go. It looks like a pretty typical Gose. Actually, I think most Gose is actually like a 1 or 2 SRM. I guess it's probably about a 2. It's a little hazy. It had about a thumb width of foam, but it fizzled out real quick. Yeah, lovely Gose aroma. Definitely some sourness in there. Slightly sour, and it's got Brut in here too, which and sea salt. I don't know if there's coriander, like with Gose, you're supposed to have sea salt and coriander, or it doesn't have to be sea salt, just be salt and coriander. That's Berliner Weiss, isn't it? I don't know. Or wit beer. Yeah, so I can tell that it's sour, but it's not like super sour. And there's a little bit of a Brett character to it. It's not like super funky. I don't get any woodiness off here, so I don't think it's like barrel aged. It might be like in a foeder or something, but yeah, it smells pretty good. A good Gose will smell like uncooked sourdough bread, or just sourdough, I guess I should say. So let's get into this. Cheers. Yeah, pretty refreshing on a hot day like this. I forget the temperature. I think it's in the 90s. Sun, sun's out, guns out. It's funny when you're drinking a sour beer and you're really thirsty, but it tastes good. It's like you can't drink it quick because your face is kind of clenching up because of the sourness. It's just like a natural reaction of when you eat or drink something sour. And I'm doing that on this beer because it actually is quite refreshing. So it's like moderately sour. It's not super lactic, which actually I kind of prefer. The sours I've been having the last few months, especially these ones being on Tavor, are like on a scale of 1 to 10, they're like a 9 or a 10 sourness. Like the natural sourness, like the Belgian, like Flanders Red and Oud Bruins and stuff. Those are, they're sour, but they're not like punch you in the face sour. This is more of it's certainly a firm, strong sourness, but it's not the punch you in the face sour. The salt's a little subtle. It's you mostly don't get it until the end. It's not really it's just not really it's coming through, but it's just you know, it's not like again, just like with the sourness, it's not like punch you in the face, like, oh my God, this beer has salt in it. Yeah, it's, to me this seems like a kind of starter goes. Like this is like a more of a mainstream one, which actually, they said on the bottle here, like this, it's for you, me, him, her, whatever. If you've never had a goes before, you're just not a craft beer drinker, not huge on sours, this might be a good one to start with, because it's, you know, for lack of a better word, mild. I'd have to bring up the specs for goes in front of me, but from what I can recall, this is, it's kind of on point for the style. I think it's like between like a 30 and a 33. It's like a good goes will have, like, it just tastes like sourdough bread, like uncooked sourdough. And this one is, I don't know, just kind of like a generic blonde with some sourness, some saltiness. And they say right on the can there, you know, with Brett, and I'm really not getting much Brett at all. I mean, there's like a little bit of a dry tartness right at the finish. Like it finishes like pretty clean. You know, pretty, I was gonna say thirst quenching, but it actually kind of makes me want to take another, every time I take a sip, it makes me want to take another sip. Body's pretty light. Yeah, I'd probably say, yeah, light body, moderately high carbonation, very, very drinkable, as you just saw. So anyway, this beer is okay. It's not amazing. I think I'd probably go about 3.5 on Untappd for this beer. This would be a good beach beer, definitely. What was the ABV? 4.8? Wow. To me, it feels like it's more like 4.0 or something, but yeah, pretty crushable. And yeah, I could throw back another one right now, but I mean, it's not the most delicious beer in the world, but for what it is, certainly satisfying. So anyway, I am going long. If you're interested in signing up for Tabor, check it out. Link in the description below. It's going to get you $10 off your first order, and it'll let them know that I sent you. So thanks for watching, and I will see you probably tomorrow.